Hey, good evening guys from Central Europe, from Slovakia. Welcome to the extra live stream. The questions and answers regarding the version 2 full band modification on the Quansheng UV-K5, and that's currently the Quansheng UV-K5/100. So if you are interested in some questions and answers, let's go here and write me in the chat. Also, I have here the TECSUN PL-330, just for possible comparisons. So welcome guys, I see that you're coming. So this is the UV-K5/99, the Quansheng radio, and as you can see, that is dual antenna version. It has VHF and UVHF antenna right here, and also the original antenna, and also the BNC socket for secondary antenna for short waves and middle waves and long waves. This all actually you can tune after the version 2 modification. Hello Taleb Bashir. Hello Hans-Peter Gutnecht. Hello Carmen from Buffalo. Alright guys, so let me tell you the basics about this modification. Just today I was trying to bypass this original antenna to the version 2 board I installed, and I tried to compare receiving signals from this connector and this connector. So I compared actually signals from both connectors, and I was wondering which signal would be stronger or better, and also if the signal reception is the same or different. So I connected the same antenna here and then the same antenna here, and I connected the trace on the PCB, and I found very interesting thing that if you decide for an original antenna only, and if you decide to not install this secondary antenna connector, there will be a problem with the low sensitivity. There is a significant difference between this antenna and this antenna. Alright, let me read if there is any question over there. So Testando says this modified UV-K5 only receives CB, not transmit, right? Yeah, this is very often question actually regarding this modification. We are replacing just receiver chip, okay? So you cannot transmit after this modification because you replaced the receiver chip only. There was original FM radio chip inside, and I replaced this FM radio chip for the new one, which is capable work also below 15 megahertz. So this is the main performance or the main positive thing what you can get after this modification. So you can tune all frequencies from long waves up to 30 megahertz on this board, and also you can receive 15 megahertz up to 1000 megahertz on the original chip. So this original chip for the VHF and UHF is still there, so you can use this radio as before. There is no any difference on the VHF or UHF after this modification. It is pretty the same. So you can receive also on 18 megahertz on the original chip, or you can receive 18 megahertz on the new chip. It's just a matter of the switch here on the keyboard. So let's go to the another question. Okay, blind man. So you are basically turning the radio into an all-band, all-mode receiver. Are they selling the radios with the mod in, or is the mod being sold as a separate module? I'm watching from Australia. That is a good question. I've been contacted by one Chinese supporter who is selling modded versions of these radios on the AliExpress, but the link was not working in my country, so I have no link already. He contacted me via the email, so I'm pretty sure that he is selling already upgraded UV-K5s. I'm not sure about the cost or the price of these radios, but it was maybe 80, I think, maybe 80 euros, maybe, I don't know. So yes, and the other question was that I basically turned this radio to the all mode, all frequencies. Actually yes, but on the short waves with the CEC firmware, which is right here 051. I don't know if you have seen that. There is a CEC 051HF. You can see that on the bottom of the screen. So with this firmware, actually, you cannot go to the FM mode after the modification on the short waves. You can do these, let me show you. If you go to short waves, we have two different ways how you can go to, let's say, 21 megahertz, or let's say the CB band. So if you wish to go to 27555, you have two ways or two options how you can do that. The first option is the classic way how you can do that. It is turn the radio into the VFO mode. Here is the VFO mode, so no name anything, just input the frequency. So I will input the frequency like 027, let's say 555, and I'm in. Okay, this is the first and original way how we can go to the 27555 megahertz. In this case, it is used an original chip, which is for also VHF and UHF bands, for air bands and the other bands. The original chip and the firmware, which is installed here, we can here go to the demodulation. Let me show you that. Here is the demodulation, and we can choose between a single sideband AM, FM, and CW, and so on. Okay, so in this case, you can go to the FM mode and exit. So here we are in 27555 and FM mode, and unsquelch the radio. And as you can hear, the FM modulation. But the other way, how we can go to the 27555, and in that way we can, or we will use the new chip installed after the modification, is long press of the 0 button, and we escaped from the original screen. We are currently in the modification screen, and here is used this new chip, which is the wideband chip on the short waves. And here, if you, let's say, push the 7 button, and you can input the frequency 27555, and we are in 27555 now. And here you can see demodulation AM. We can change the demodulation by this number F, or key F. So long press of the F button, we change to the single sideband modulation. Here you can see the USB, and if you shortly press the F button, you change to the CW, again LSP, and again USB. So as you can see that the FM modulation is missing. So you cannot tune the FM modulation after the modification if you are using the full band mode on shortwaves. Okay? That means if you are using the original chip and the first option of tuning, there you can tune FM. If you are using the second option and you are using the new chip after the modification, you cannot use the FM on shortwaves only. Of course, on a VHF and UHF it is possible, because this is the original chip used in this case. Well, I hope that is explained good for you, and I hope that you understand me. The squelch is not working in this screen and new chip, so you can hear the sound. Also, I compared reception. It was on 21 megahertz. I was tuning the one expedition cosine. I don't remember, it was from Seychelles Islands. I tuned this station on the first option with original chip, and the second option with this second screen and the new chip. And it was significantly bigger, stronger signal received on this screen with a new chip. Definitely better signal was here on this chip, and there was no FM distortion like on the first option, in the first option. Good. I'm going to the another question. Someone should sell this modded. Yeah, as I said, somebody in China already is selling, but I don't know the link. Can I buy on Amazon in USA? I think yes. Yeah, I think yes, you can, but not modded. Or maybe yes, maybe also modded. I'm not sure. But people in America, I think they have these Quanshengs already. Mike Walsh. Yes, I said that from the beginning. To use only stock SMA, you will need 1 millihenry inductor and 100 nanofarad capacitor. Install just like first mode. Well, I'm not sure. I have the second one with the version 1 modded. There is the new inductor and also the new capacitor, and it is significantly weaker signal on the version 1 than on the version 2. In a while I will show you how it sounds on the band. And also I would like to maybe compare it with the TECSUN 330. Alright, hey Paul, will you recommend me that where it is? I lost this question. Hi Paul, will you recommend me that I rebuild one of my 3K5s? Yes, but you have to be very careful after or when you will install the BNC connector over here. It is very sensitive part on the PCB right under the screen. There are a couple of very small capacitors, resistors coming to the display, and you have to be very careful to not break the traces on this resistors. All right. The thing with receiving and transmitting CB is you have to change the filtering by rewinding coils and changing a few caps that then changes. And okay, yeah, I want what you mean. I know what you mean. Somebody on the internet and also on YouTube done this modification when he exchanged or replaced the original coils and capacitors in this radio, and he was able to get to 10 meters and the CB band. This was very, very good idea, but I'm not so smart to do this modification. But it would be excellent thing, but not with the version 2 modification. There you have to use the IJV firmware or Exumer firmware, and then you can use this modification, because this modification will not work in the screen. I can see that it is nothing. Nothing happens when I push the PTT button. So it is just receiver in this mode. If you wish to transmit, you need to escape from this screen, and now you can transmit also on the PMR frequency or on another one, or maybe direct frequency. Right, the next question. Team B, yeah, I will show you that in a while. You are asking about the two connectors on this radio. I will show you how it looks like without the antennas. So here on the left side you can see an original SMA, and here in the middle is the BNC connector. It was the LED inside. I removed the LED and make this hole bigger to fit my BNC connector or the socket over there. and it works completely separately. You can actually receive VHF, UHF bands on the SMA, and you can receive the shortwave bands on the BNC at the same time. You can have two antennas on it. All right. What else? Okay, I actually lost. Okay. The second antenna connector is only for the mod. Yes, this is only for the mod. This connector is through the 120 picofarad capacitor connected to the input of the new board installed into the radio. 120 picofarad capacitor is not shown in the video. I added this capacitor afterwards, but it is already there. Alright, J Projects, very cool little radio like a Baofeng with HF. Yeah, that is true. It has HF. Anders, China can take over market if they smart and make good quality and sell it at low price. They can take over the market also on HF. Well, I bombarded many times the Chinese manufacturer and the other distributors in China, if they can make modded versions of the UV-K5. I get some answers, but still nothing happens. Yeah, that is the problem. The chip used testando. The chip used in this modification is SI4732, used in ATS20 receiver. Yes, yeah, I think so. I think it is the same. Kurt, Oscar November 7, Oscar Fox. Hey, nice to meet you, Kurt. No, I can't transmit after this modification, and on this screen I can't transmit because it doesn't support any transmit feature here in this mode. It is just a receiver. If you wish to transmit on VHF, UHF, you have to exit from this screen, and now you can normally work with this radio on the VHF and UHF. Also, you can go to the HF band, but you still cannot transmit. Another one. What about VHF and UHF? Can it be used as usual after making a chip change? This is what I told you just before. Yes, you can normally work with this radio if you exit from this screen. So now you are currently in a normal mode, which is the FM mode, and VHF, UHF, you can go to the direct frequency, like here. You can go to 145, 500. Oops. Yes, and you can transmit. As you see, there is an AM currently, but you need to go to the menu and change the demodulation. It is actually very simple software in this radio. It's not so advanced like the IJV or the Exumer. It's very simple because a lot of memory consumes the new PCB board installed and driving this new chip. Okay, how is reception on long waves and middle waves? Well, it's something maybe like this one. I think that a little distorted, a bit more distorted than the TECSUN, because I didn't have the tiny coaxial cable between connected between the board and this antenna. There is a tiny wire coming from the center pin to the board, which is right here, and it is coming through this area, and here is the screen, and maybe you know the screen is producing a lot of noise, and I think that this noise is coming from the screen. So maybe if I used the tiny coaxial cable, reception will be clean or much better, but I can show you how it sounds like on the AM mode. But I need to look at the more questions. Okay, Kurt, I answered you already. No TX on HF, only RX on HF. Blind man, the problem with doing those changes is it takes the radio well out of its approved bandwidth of transmission and makes the radio illegal by definition. Oh, I don't think so if you do receiver modification. If you do some TX modification, like working on 28 megahertz, you definitely breaks the law, and yeah, then is the radio illegal. What is the transmit power? I think 4 or 5 watts on the VHF and UHF. What is the main difference with V1 and V2? I already have one V1 installed. The main difference, my friend, is sensitivity and audio level. On the version 1 was very low audio level on the single sideband and receiver mode. If you was here on short waves and version 1, it was very quiet. You had to rotate this knob to its maximum over here. You'll be able to hear something on the single sideband. But now, if you are in the single sideband, oops, again. So now if you are in the upper sideband, let's say, you can go like here and you can hear the sound. And we are in the half. And this is the max. Or if I go to 20 meters, 14,200. Wait, I have not erected the antenna. Right, so let's say AGC is on. I want to off. Okay, currently nothing here. So the first change after the modification 2 is the higher audio level. The second main thing and innovation is that it is better sensitivity, because the manufacturer of the board added a filter, the band pass filter for shortwave. I think it is a low pass filter for the short waves, and also he added the FM band filter to the board. So the first thing is you have the audio amplifier included on the board, And the second thing, there are two extra filters for FM band only and for shortwave, I think a low pass filter. So you can have maybe high pass and low pass filters added on the board. And also third thing is he added the tube for high voltage protection, which is on the input from the antenna. This is also installed on the board. Okay. Next one. Hello, thanks for your videos. Is it imperative to install the second antenna, or can we simply replace the VHF UHF when listening to HF? Yeah, this is what I explained on the beginning of this video. Today I experimented with two connectors on the antenna, and also I had to do some connections on the board to find out which signal is better, from this antenna or from this antenna, or if the signal is the same, strong from both antennas. And I found that the signal from the external antenna is much stronger. It is much stronger signal. So if you are able to do, and if you are able to add an extra connector, I fully recommend to add this extra connector and connect the antenna to the board, as in the video you can see. So definitely it is much better reception on this external antenna. Today I compared these connectors and inputs. I presume that if you are using this original input, inside the radio there are some filters. Maybe there is also high pass filter for 2.70 meters, and therefore the short waves are attenuated if you are using this connector. And maybe this is the reason, because of the high pass filter is originally installed on the board. Is the BNC antenna not interfering? Yes, Kurt, it is definitely interfering the UHF VHF, because as you can see it is very close. It is very close to the shortwave antenna, which is quite large, and any metallic object near any antenna change the resonance of the antenna. So definitely not the resonance, but impedance of the antenna, and also it changed the SWR of every antenna. So I recommend, if you wish to transmit with this radio on VHF UHF, you should take off the antenna from the radio and use it as before. Also, when you are transmitting with the FM, here with FM antenna, very close to the shortwave antenna, there is a high voltage inducted on this antenna, and it may damage your radio, or at least the board installed after the modification. Therefore, the manufacturer installed over there the tube, which is the high voltage protection. You don't damage the input. Alright, it will not, because it's on an entirely different circuit. Hi Andy Coley. For what it is worth, in the US, even receivers can be regulated for emissions. Some FCC certified biofangs are only certified as a clean receiver. VHF test, please. Well, how I can test on the VHF? We have a local repeater here, I will open the local repeater. Okay, as you can see, the VHF is working on 2 meters. Good. Okay, next. Is there any cons in this mode? Not actually in the mode. I see some cons in the CEC firmware. The cons is that the first one is missing 100 Hertz step. The step is set by the scan button, and you can see this little mark which is moving, and here you can see, here you can see the step. It's 1 megahertz, 500 kilohertz, 100 kilohertz, 50 kilohertz, 10 kilohertz, 5 kilohertz, 1 kilohertz, and back. So the minimum step is 1 kilohertz. And there is the problem, because on the short waves, this radio, after the modification, receives not exactly on the frequency. So let me explain it. Okay. I am on the upper sideband, but I'm not right on the frequency. I found that the radio receives about 500 Hertz to the left on the upper sideband. Here on this band it is almost 1 kilohertz. So therefore I need to use 1 kilohertz step, and then there is the BFO, as you see here. And here with the BFO and the side buttons, I can set... Okay, I smashed something, I don't want it. I think this button is not working properly, but you see that I am setting the BFO on the radio. It is 15 Hertz, I believe, or 150. You see here, it's very slow process. Actually, I can try another frequency. Let me go to 20 meters. So going to 14,200. Okay. AGC off. Good. I see the bandwidth. Okay. Okay, and here you can see this problem. So if you are listening to the frequency of some station here, he is currently on 211, but his modulation is very deep. It's gone. And therefore we need to use the BFO, and I have to tune the BFO to -500 to be able to receive him. Okay, and you see how slow is this process. The second thing is that this radio don't memorize this setting after you turn off and turn on the radio. So you have to do this tune back again after you switch on the radio. Let me find something.
Go 0 Golf Lima Victoria M0 GLV Colina standing by.
And now you see it's even 600 maybe hertz.
Okay, Pilot Hotel Alpha 8 Alpha Radian 0 GLV 5959, good signal. My name is Martin, Roger.
Okay, so this is the negative thing. Okay, you always need to set correct frequency with BFO, and this is very very slow process. Once you set this number over here, you can freely go up and down, and this is still there. That is okay. But after you switch off or turn off the radio and turn on, it goes to 0, and you need to do this process again. And also tuning is not so fast. Tuning is like this, look. This is the fastest actually. You cannot go faster with tuning. So if you want to tune faster, you need to change the step to, let's say, 50 kilohertz, 10 kilohertz, or 5 kilohertz, and then tune a little faster, but you are too much it's too fast then. Okay, next question.
Echo 79 Alpha, Echo 79 Alpha.
Okay, Andy, you ordered a board. Be careful when you will install the BNC connector on it to don't destroy the main board. You think there will be a version 3 modification? I don't know. I hope that the new Quansheng model will include the version 3 already. That would be the best thing. Hello, please compare reception on frequency 8957 on TECSUN and Quansheng. 8957 upper sideband. 8957. Okay, I think it is the Volmet frequency.
Forecast maximum temperature 22 on the 28th at 1500. Forecast minimum temperature 10 on the 28th at 0500.
It's a 4 kilohertz bandwidth.
Becoming between 1800 and 2100 wind calm.
Okay, let's try this one. Oh, it's wrong frequency. 8957. 0, oops. 08957. As you see that the BFO is still not correct. Okay, so we have same frequency Walmet signal in two different radios. Okay, let me replace it. Okay guys, I hope that you hear the sounds from the radios. So this is the Quansheng. And this is Texun. Okay, let me change the bandwidth to 3 kilohertz. And also here.
Cloud type not available. Broken at 7,000 feet. Temperature 1.9 QMH 1019 tempo. Visibility 2,000 meters. Light rain showers. Becoming cloud. Ceiling broken at 8,000 feet. Repeating Z net report. 130 degrees, 4 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers or more. Clouds in the vicinity. Clouds, few at 1,500 feet. Few at 4,000 feet. Temperature
Here.
0.13 QMH 1018. Northeast moderate rain shower. Tempo moderate rain shower. This is Shannon Varnet. Shannon Varnet. No signal. Repeat, no signal. Forecast. Hamburg. Forecast. Hamburg. Valid from the 27th at 1800 until the 28th at 2400.
This is without antenna. As you see, the signal 6. I believe that this noise is coming from this wire installed in the radio. Alright guys, so maybe more hi-fi sound is coming from this bigger speaker, but if you maybe compare the signal to noise ratio, I think they are equal actually. And this is the most interesting thing on this new modification, that you can actually get the Texun-like radio from the VHF and UVHF radio. People say that is it not worth to do the second modification. I say it is worth, as you can see, that you can get almost the same radio as the TECSUN. So you have in your pocket the VHF UVHF radio, and as well you can use the HF bands with the same performance, I will say, as the TECSUN on the single sideband. On the shortwave, of course, we are talking about the shortwaves. Good. Let me read another question, if there is any. It's a 1 hour video already. You can also change BFO with buttons number 1 and 2 in any mode. Buttons numbers, no. The BFO I can change only with these side buttons. Actually, all these features you see here in this line are able to change only by these 2 buttons on the side. You select these features with the M button here, you see, and you change it with these side buttons on the side. This is how it works. Okay. Hi Tom. Hi Buzz Horseman. Hi Thomas. BFO is much faster in the factory firmware. Yes, I would very appreciate that if this BFO was much faster than it currently is in this radio, or if we had 100 Hertz tuning step. This would be also a very good thing if I had 100 Hertz tuning step or 50 Hertz tuning step. Good. Next one. Yeah, that's right, blind man. It would be easier to simply incorporate 100 Hertz and 10 Hertz. That is 100% true. The another question is why there is a CW filter. Actually, you can switch to the CW here. You see? But why is there CW when you can't tune with 10 Hertz? You can only use the BFO. But BFO is 15 Hertz and is very slow. So would be much better to have 10 Hertz or 50 Hertz or 100 Hertz tuning step also in the firmware. Much easier. And also it would be much better if the radio memorized BFO settings after switch on the radio. And you don't need to do it again after switch on the radio. Alright, next. Wilk. Is 11 meter AM TX available after the mode? No. No, it is the receiver modification only, because again we are replacing the original FM radio chip in this transceiver. Only the FM radio chip is replaced by the new one, which is capable to work on full band on the short waves, long waves and the middle waves as well. Alright, next one. Blind man Quansheng has slightly better speaker for receive or for listening. Yeah, it is maybe less bass because it's very tiny. It's a small speaker on it. It's much more to the high peak, high frequencies peak. So maybe sometimes it's better to have a high frequencies. in the audio. Next, this could be great for preppers. Nuclear bomb. Oh wow. Yeah, because you have actually full covered radio, you can listen to short waves, long waves, middle waves, even VHF, UVHF, air bands, and you can go to, let me see, you can go to 1000. Yeah, you can go to 1300 megahertz. You see, this is the maximum frequency you can tune with this radio. I doubt that it is receiving on those frequencies, but maybe. I don't know. And the minimum frequency is the minimum frequency on receive is low frequency, or the ham radio band 337 kilohertz. But there is the noise, a lot of noise. Again. I think it's the CW band only, or let me go to the minimum frequency. Oh, FT8 signals on long waves. So those receives even the long waves and FT8s. Yeah, that is nice. That is cute. You see how slow is this tuning. I can show you also the AM reception. Um, 25 meters, let's say here, for, oh, sorry.
This is Adventist World Radio, the voice of hope. For more information, visit us on the web at awr.org. The following program is in Arabic.
Okay, a little Arabic lessons.
حيث تتحسن الحياة ببساطة. سنستمع اليوم إلى أكبر مفاجأة في سفر الرؤيا الجزء الثاني ضمن سلسلة رؤيا الرجاء. كما سنستمع إلى فقرتين عن الصحة بعنوان العلاجات البديلة
And this is on Texun.
والسرطان والعلاجات الطبيعية. الماضية عن نبوءة دانيال المتعلقة بمستقبل الأرض وكيف تنبأ الكتاب المقدس بالممالك التي جاءت إلى الأرض
I
واحدة.
go to 4 kilohertz bandwidth.
سوف نستمر في استكشاف هذه الممالك في حلم الملك نبوخذ نصر. على الواتساب على الرقم 00961 لأننا سعداء جدا بالإجابة على أي أسئلة قد تخطر على بالك حول هذا الموضوع. لم يتوقع الكتاب المقدس بعد روما، ولكنه تنبأ بإمبراطورية منقسمة لن تتبع إمبراطورية عالمية أخرى روما. الأقدام من الحديد والطين تمثل انقسامات الإمبراطورية الرومانية كما وصفت النبوءة. هاجمت القبائل البربرية أوروبا الغربية في منتصف القرن الرابع الميلادي. ومن هجماتهم المدبرة تم تقسيم الإمبراطورية الرومانية.
I believe that for this tiny speaker it is pretty impressive sound even with the speaker.
أجاب: حسنا يا سيدي، أنت تقف عليه. ماذا تعني؟ شرح الواعظ: الأرض التي تحت قدميك تثبت ذلك.
Of course we need to count with better sound on I lost.
رأيت الحديد مختلطا بخزف الطين فإنهم يختلطون بنسل الناس ولكن لا يتلاصق.
This is larger speakers, so also the audio quality is better. It is more bass in the audio. But also, this is not so bad at all.
لتأمين العلاقات مع النمسا وتعزيز هدفه لتوحيد كل أوروبا. فشل كما تنبأت النبوة تماما. يقول الكتاب المقدس فإنهم يختلطون بنسل الناس.
What do you think, guys, about the AM reception? I think it is quite impressive for this tiny speaker. And also sensitivity, as you can see, it is very comparable with the receivers made on purpose, which is the shortwave receiver. Okay, let's try the airband. I hope the air stations are still on air. So I hope they will be transmitting. Okay, let me find another question. One can easily change the speaker to something of more quality. To make the high quality speakers for small stereos. I don't know. This is the good question, but I don't know to answer. So you say that the BFO can be changed with 1 and 4 button. Okay, that is good to know. You see that the airband is currently not active. It's evening. So if I go to 20 meters and let me try 1 and 4. Yes. Yeah, that is true. Wow, that's nice. Thank you very much. Yeah, it can be changed with these two 1 and 4 buttons. Good. Thank you. Next. No. I increased the volume on USB and LSB on V1 by bypassing the forward resistor going to the audio amplifier. It had a big difference in volume on the single sideband. Okay, Roman, many thanks. I think this mode is used also in the version 2. I also did this this bypass on the version 2. One can easily change the speaker to something of more quality. This I read already. Any recommendation for a speaker? I don't think the speaker change will help you. I did it. I changed the speaker from the Rat-Tel transceiver, and there was no difference. On the Rat-Tel was much better sound, but I think this is the matter of the case of the radio. This is the different case, and it makes a different sound. So no matter what the speaker you will use, it will work the same. It is my experience. All right, next. Hello, hello Takashi-san. Nice to meet you. Optic. The sound is slightly better, but it's better to use an external speaker, of course. But then, is this radio no more so portable with external wire and speakers? Okay. For people in the chat, search the factory reborn SSB firmware if you want to try something else with this SI4732 mode, but it also needs the EEPROM upgrade. This firmware also has a spectrum analyzer. Optic, thank you very much. Maybe I will try also to replace the EEPROM in this radio, and I will try this second firmware, the factory firmware, or factory reborn firmware. Will this transmit on airband? Wow, no, don't transmit on airband. It is not for this band. It is not made for this band, and you will make a lot of spurious noise. This makes the Quansheng one of the cheapest world and receivers ever, I think, with the modes. Yeah, the main problem is that the developer or the manufacturer will not make these upgrades somehow. I don't know why. I put a piece of fabric tape over the speaker, sounds much better. Cut the high end out. Thank you for this tip. Hello Arild, do you think you will send on VHF while having the shortwave antenna on the radio? I think that maybe we'll take the receiver on shortwave down and maybe also makes SWR for UVHF VHF transmitter. Yeah, that is the problem. Actually, when you want to transmit on the original antenna, you should put down this shortwave antenna. Otherwise, you risk of damage your receiver because of the high voltage inducted into the antenna, and it could damage the input. But the developer of this board, version 2, included the tiny tube component on the board, and this tube is protecting the input from the antenna against the high voltage in case you would like to transmit. Of course, the another question is the SWR, because the shortwave antenna will influence the SWR for sure. So I would not recommend to transmit with this antenna and have this antenna connected. Otherwise, you could maybe damage your power amplifier in the radio. Why no FM in HF mode? As I said before, you can go to FM, but in the first option, if you turn off the modification board option, and if you go to this a genuine screen, and if you go to direct frequency or the VFO mode, and if you go to short waves like 0027315, now you can use FM, you see. But if you want to use the modification, you activate the board with the 0 button. Here you cannot use the FM, you can use only AM. You can use the FM radio. And long press, you go to the single sideband mode, upper sideband, CW, and lower sideband. No FM. Okay? But in the first option, you can go to FM, but only down to 15 megahertz. No more. You cannot go below 15 megahertz in that case. Only in this case, but there is no FM. But tell me if you have ever seen any FM signal on frequencies below 27 megahertz. I don't. So, well, next question, if is any. Paul, do you know if Quansheng will bring something out like this? I hope so. Well, I wrote to them on Facebook, on email. I tried to convince them to create something like the Quansheng UV-K5 with all those modifications and the new firmware. I didn't get any proper reply, just they pass my questions to the technicians, and then since then it's silent, so I have no idea what they're planning to do. It would be great anyway. Okay. Hello, with the mode, can you transmit on CB? Again, this question, no, you can't. It is only receiver modification, no transmitter. Singapore greetings, do you need counterpoise to use this? No, I don't think so. It works also without counterpoise pretty well. As you can see, we compared both receivers and they sound pretty the same. Okay, how from the UK, Paul, any plans to add 999 channel mode to this full HF band? Yeah, maybe when I will be bored, I will do this modification as well, maybe, and then I can try this factory reborn firmware. So maybe yes. Thanks a lot, Paul. Sometimes things are so easy. Blind men, if they are gonna do anything, they will probably make a whole entire separate unit and bring it out under a different name. It doesn't matter what name. It will be great if they bring something finally. I think that everybody in the ham radio world is waiting for a new model from Quansheng radios, from Quansheng company. Okay, let's go to 20 meters just for a listen. And maybe we can compare receiver on the single sideband and amateur radio bands. And again, we need to use the BFO. And again, this problem, I have to set the BFO after restart the radio.
Es gibt nichts Schönes wie so ein Picknick auf dem Balkon beim Sonnenuntergang.
A pozdravujem do Brna, určite to nepôjde ani na 100 W. Sme veľmi blízko. Prípadne daj frekvenciu, skúsim. Ouch, my ears. Ah, this was loud.
Who's the Mike 0 Charlie Kilo? Mike 0 Charlie Kilo Papa. Good evening, Damien. 59 plus 20 in Central England. Name's Dave.
Yeah, okay, Dave. Let me check the last letter of Papa, correct?
Roger, roger.
Okay, I got it that time. Sorry, just lots of people calling at the moment, Dave. I appreciate it. You're 5'9" plus in Ireland tonight, QSO.
Yeah, QSO on that. It sounds like you've got a good pilot anyway. Nice to hear you with the special call there and thanks for putting the station on. Good luck.
All right, excellent. Well, thank you so much for that, Dave. Nice low periodic you got there. I'm running 14 elements on a low periodic, okay?
Roger, roger.
Well, it's Dipo's doing a good job, Dave. Stay safe and thank you for calling us, okay? Stay safe, buddy. God bless. Any other calls? Golf Bravo Zero Alpha Echo Lima. Sierra Victor 1 Juliet Mike Charlie. Mike 7 with the Yankee in the call. Yeah, Mike 7 Yankee Echo Radio Mobile. Thank you for the call. You're 5'9" in Ireland. QSO. All right, Mark. Thank you. Drive safely and stay safe. Okay. Yeah, take care. Anyone outside Europe, please. Anyone outside Europe in the Middle East, please, over. Nothing. Sierra Victor Bravo Zero Alpha Echo Lima. Any other calls, please? Sierra Victor 1 Juliet Mike Charlie. Who's the Japan Alpha, please? Oscar Mike 3 Japan Alpha. Thank you for the call, Joseph. You're 5'9" in Ireland. QSL Joseph, thank you for stopping by our special event station. Take care and God bless, okay? Sierra Victor 1 Juliet Mike Charlie. Yeah, QSL Gareth, thank you. 5'9" in Ireland tonight, QSL.
Okay, I'm on 14225, and if you are able to transmit here on the frequency, you can call CQ. Maybe I will catch you on this frequency. Okay, let me find another question, if there is any. Yeah, there is no channel memories. Try again, I heard you. I just missed something. It was a little off the frequency. Try again. Let's try the Texun. I hear you on This is 4 kilohertz. Okay. Yeah, I hear you. Very good. Actually, you are in the noise, but I can understand everything what you say. Let me try 40 meters. 40 meters. Number 1. Paul, yeah, that was nice. And as you can see that there is also different settings on BFO on lower sideband.
Отлично понимаю. 5, 9, прием. Да, Сергей, вот как четко принимаю. Если время есть, это...
As you can see, I would like to have 100 Hertz tuning step now. Okay, let's go to 27.555 and upper sideband. Okay, there is the over the horizon radar currently. You hear this jumper? Do you like these freight? I do. Yeah, triple nickel. Alright guys, I think that it is an hour of today's live stream. I hope that you found this live stream interesting for you, and I answered to all of your questions. Also, thank you very much for coming here. This video will be public, so you can watch it from the beginning if you missed the beginning, and the all questions and answers you will find over there. So thank you very much for watching, and 73. Very good evening from Central Europe. Oscar Mike 0 Echo Tango. Bye bye. Thank you. Official 73.
This is HB9 Delta Echo November, 5 and 9 on the wire here in Switzerland, over. Yeah, Rocky. Yeah, we had just all across 2 weeks ago, so I make it very short. I saw there are some others waiting. I wish you a good evening. Enjoy the opening here on 10 on short tip, over.
So 73 and good night.